Alright, so I am back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Toyworld's Grimlock figure. What is it, Grimshell, or Grimcore, or something, I don't know. It's Grimlock. I mean, it's seriously, I've had a couple of people actually get mad at me because I didn't know the third-party name, but honestly, who cares? It's not Grimcore, it's not Grimshell, it's not Corelock, or anything like that. It's Grimlock. We know it's Grimlock. Who cares what they call it? Anyway, so here he is. I wanted to do all the Toyworld Dinobots in one go. But my problem is that I've got so many other things to look at. So I'm just gonna take a look at them every chance I get. Maybe once or twice a week till I'm done with them. So we're gonna start off with Grimlock here, and we're gonna do them all from Dino mode. He comes with the hands for the combiner. You can see that look pretty good. Very similar to like a TFC style hand, aside from the port. So got those. They're identical molds. You can see there's the ball joint. So you could have two thumbs like the TFC Predaking. If you could get two extra thumbs, you could pop those in there. So setting those off to the side. Just gonna put those in a drawer here. We will be doing the combined mode. He comes with this shoulder assembly for combined mode. Extra antenna for the combined mode. A face plate for the combined mode. I think I would have preferred if they just would have had the head separate at this point. But whatever. And then he's got 2 feet. They articulate. This one goes this way. This one goes this way. As you can see, they're the same thing, just they put the joint in the different spot. And then the big clawed feet have one click forward, like that. So we'll take more of an in-depth look at those once we get this in combined mode. Alright, now let's take a look. So this video, since it's the start of this group of videos, will be I'll show all off in Dino mode. Here is Swoop, who looks like a giant box with wings, but not terrible. A lot of people gave him a really hard time. This is by far his not his strongest mode, but it's not as bad as some people would say. Sludge. Snarl. And Slag. So yeah, they all look good together. My issue here would be just I feel like these two should have been a little bit bigger. I think he is about right where he needs to be. Just these guys need to be a little bit bigger, and he needs to be a little bit smaller. That's the problem with the combiner. A combiner Dinobot. But yeah, that's the issue here. Is just they weren't meant to be combiners, so they can all be different sizes. And now we have them all as combiners. So he has to be the size of a leg. He has to be the size of a leg. He has to be sized for the arm, and he has to be sized for an arm. I don't think it. I don't think it was the best decision to make it a combiner, but they did. So what can we do? All right, moving these guys all out of the way, and then we'll transform Grimlock here. And then at the end of the videos, we'll have them all in bot mode to look at. Alright, so he's got some 5mm ports all over him. You can just kind of store the gun wherever you want to. I just plugged it in on the back here. He's got a sword too. It's got 5mm port here and here, so you can just kind of plug it in wherever you want. Again. Alright, so posability, his head does rotate up and down. Mouth does open and close. He's got the guns in the mouthpiece here, which I guess looks alright. There is a neck swivel. It's really tight. Arms are on ball joints. Feel a little loose, but you know it works. There's a hinged elbow that goes all the way back and forth. A swivel right here at the arm. Wait, no, it's at the hand. Sorry. Okay, so swivel at the hand. He's got 3 fingers all on one big pin, so they can all articulate individually. However you need to. And they do have a kind of a scissor lock look. Legs can rotate back and forward. They are on these double hinges in here. So there's a hinge on this piece going into leg, and then another hinge, and then a swivel. So you could make the legs a little bit lower or a little bit higher, whichever suits your needs. But it also gives you a little bit in and out. Thigh swivel bends at the elbow, bends backwards at the elbow. Toes pivot a little bit. No rockers or anything like that. You can see he's got the big combiner crotch sticking out the back here. You know, that just looks lovely. There we go. This thing, I hate the transformation on this thing. It's just appalling. Alright, nothing really at the tail. That piece fell out. Plug it back in. You got a little bit of kind of like a wiggle here, but that's really it. And yeah, there you go. Just show a quick scale comparison for him in Dino mode. There we go. Here he is. I don't have MP Grimlock. I wish I still did. But here he is next to Prime. And it looks okay. Think he could be a little bit bigger, but not terrible. Obviously, this is Chug scale, so it would not work at all for MP. Yeah. So let's get him transformed, shall we? I think they made it a little too complicated. And it's just one of those complicated that's like there's not a payoff in the end. It's just over fidgety. So you want to pull the chest apart, which is, I mean, you can see there's nothing to really grip onto, so it's kind of difficult to do because there's nothing to assist you in pulling it apart. All right. So you pull that apart and you rotate this back. Just kind of keep that out of the way. Then what you want to do is pull the chest up a little bit, not all the way, and you can rotate the head forward. All right. Then you take this gold assembly here, and this will pull out. And this assembly comes up. rotate this forward and then all the way up like this. Alright, and then you take this piece here and then it folds over, and there's that gold tab right there, plug right there, so that plugs right into there. Alright, there's one arm, or shoulder. So the same thing over here. What I forgot to show off is you want to untab this from here, and then you can move this up a little bit easier. So you move this up, there, and there. Alright, and then you can close this piece here up, like so. Yeah, see, none of that really tabbed in very well. And then you want to make sure this is all plugged into the back. See, it's nothing's really wanting to work. Sorry, dog's outside making some commotion, and I don't know what he's really up to. I go out there, he's breathing really hard and staring at me like I've interrupted something. Alright, so split the legs. And this is another one of those parts, so that's just like, what? So you want to pull these out. This will rotate down. Swivel this around like so, and then this will come down, tab into place. This will rotate around so, and like that. Sorry. Constant interruptions. Alright, and then you want to pull this piece here out. Another one of those fun little pieces that doesn't like to move very well. This comes out, I'll rotate around. This plug here will plug into that hole right there to hold it securely into place. Same thing over here. So rotate this red piece down, pull this leg piece out. Not very much clearance going on here, you can see. And you want to rotate this around and then close that up. Flip the foot around, and then you take the leg or the tail here. This rotates around and tabs into the side. You want to get this piece here out. So, rotate this forward, plug that in. Open this up, flip the hands down. Claws can come down, open, flip down, close up. And then this can all rotate around like this. This comes to the back. And there you go. There is the Grimlock in his bot mode. And he looks alright. He's not great I mean, the bot mode's pretty good, but it's got some issues. I'll show that. I'll explain that in a second, in my opinion, anyway. But yeah, he looks all right. Okay. So the main issues I have with him are the fact that it's a combiner. He has got some major issues being a combiner. Like these leg pieces not holding in very well. That's because it's got to be open for that combine mode later on. These are on super tight joints again for combine mode. They hinder his posability in bot mode. All these extra tabs, again, combine mode, hinder it. The back piece here, because it's the giant crotch of the combiner, hindered. I would have liked the wings to be able to come out a little bit more and a little bit higher, like the MP one, but they can't because of the combiner kibble and gimmicks. This whole piece here is on a double hinge, so it all kind of comes undone. Again, for combine mode, so much of this thing suffers from the combine mode aspects, which is really unfortunate because some of the other ones don't. Aside from the scale, this one does, and you can see like he's got a. You see he's got like that big nice wide torso, but then his waist is pretty wide because it's got to be the torso, or it's got to be the waist piece for the combiners as well. They could have done better. The only thing that comes from the combine mode that I actually think works to the benefit of the robot mode, and that's if you want to, you can open this piece here up and fold the claws in. Now, I know that's the claws out is the iconic look for Grimlock, but if you want to clean them up a little bit better, you can. And I do like that because it makes things a little bit easier when he's holding his weapons. Speaking of which, so he's got the big, clear, translucent sword that just looks terrible. You can plug that in sideways. And then once you get it down, you can rotate it around. So that's that. It's okay. And then he's got his gun. Black plastic with red plastic on it, silver paint, and plug that in. Looks fine. Looks alright. Posability, his head is on a ball joint. You can see this plate doesn't really hold in place anywhere, so it just kind of free rocks. So that's nice. Shoulder can rotate up and down, in and out. Again, it's got the double hinge in there, so you can kind of angle it however you need to. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow, getting you there. Hands rotate, fingers open and close. Waist swivels, but everything comes undone back here if you do that. So just don't move this waist. So move those out of the way, and then you can rock the leg up and down. You can hear that ratchet super tight. In and out, thigh swivel. Bends at the knee again, combiner port, making this really, really tight. Foot, the toe is on a ball joint, and no rocker or tilt. That's wonderful. Hi. sorry, dog's being a pain. I'm sorry. Alright, so let's go to scale. Camera. For scale comparison, we'll do some MP scales first. Here he is with an MP car. And here he is with an MP10. So, this doesn't work any way, shape, or form. He's too small. At this point, you're better off with MP Grimlock. Or maybe the G Creations. I think they're a little bit bigger. But I mean, if you really want MP dinos, you should go Fans Toys. I'd say Gigapower, but who knows if they'll ever finish. And here he is next to Classics Prime. And the Seeker. And the Legends. My problem here is simply I think he's too big here. Dino Mode seems about right, but this seems a little too big. I mean, he's leader class scale. He should be a little bit smaller. I'm kind of interested what where the Fans Project one lines up. Because my issue here is just he's a little too big and too fidgety. I mean, I like the team. It looks good. And we'll get those guys all in bot mode one of these days. But yeah, he's all right. If you have Orion, I think he'll look a lot better. And then the other thing I want to show him off next to, and this is just hilarious, is here he is with the Constructicon. Now, so they're both pretty big. I'm gonna go to, let's see here. I'm pulling up the prices, is what I'm doing, because I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to be accurate here. Alright, so it is Grimshell. He's $140. As opposed to any one of the Constructicons who are at $100. So I'm aside from some chrome paint, I'm really hard pressed to see why there's such a price difference here. These guys are so much better in every way, shape, and form than these guys. Yet he's more expensive than him. So I don't get it. I don't get that at all. But it is what it is. Just wanted to show that off. Just remember, these guys are cheaper than even these guys, because I believe these are $115. Come on. So these guys are about 115. These guys are 100. And they come with all the extra bits for the combined mode. So I don't get it, but it is there. So just wanted to point it out. All in all, though, as far as Grimshell goes, I think we'll talk about combined mode when we get to combined mode. He does suffer from the combined mode kibble a little bit here and there. Overall, though, he does make a pretty good looking Grimlock. Not the best of all the options out there. Certainly not the worst, but I think he pulls it off pretty well. He looks good. Once you get him into bot mode, he's great. Once you get him in dino mode, he's good. Combined mode is garbage, but we'll go into that later. But as far as this figure by itself is concerned, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I do like it overall. I have some issues, especially with the transformation. And going from combined mode to Dino mode is absolutely atrocious. From bot mode to combined mode is not too bad, and back, but going straight from Dino mode to combined mode, or straight from combined mode to Dino mode, is just a nightmare. Everything moves and swivels and hinges, and you're just sitting there like, what have I done? So yeah, there you go. There is the first of the Toyworld Dinobots. Next, we'll be looking at the Swoop figure. Next time we do this one, I've got a couple Constructicons I want to look at. But we'll look at Swoop here soon. Because I know he was requested, so we'll get those guys done, and then we'll do the rest. So.